To implement pod security standards, PSS, effectively, you must understand the specific technical fields in the pod manifest that each profile monitors and the mechanics of the admission controller. 1. The three profiles in detail. The profiles are defined by the Kubernetes community as a set of rules that the pod security admission, PSA, controller checks whenever a pod is created or updated. Privileged, this is essentially a pass-through profile. It is intended for system-level infrastructure, like kubeproxy or a CNI, that requires deep access to the host kernel. No restrictions are applied. Baseline, this profile aims to prevent the most dangerous privilege escalations while remaining compatible with almost all off-the-shelf container images. It blocks host namespaces, host network, host PID, and host IP must be false. Privileged containers, SecurityContext.privileged must be false. Host path volumes are disallowed. Restricted, this is the highest level of security and requires explicit configuration in the pod's security context. It builds upon the baseline rules and adds non-root execution, runAsNonRoot must be true. Privilege escalation, allowPrivilegeEscalation must be false. Capabilities, you must drop all default capabilities. Seccomp profile.type must be set to runtime default or localhost. The PSA controller is enabled by default in modern Kubernetes versions, v1.23+. You trigger it by applying labels to a namespace. Example command, to prevent any non-compliant pods from running while simultaneously alerting developers if they aren't following restricted best practices. Bash. Hash block pods that don't meet baseline. Kubectl label nsmyapp-podsecurity.kubernetes.io/enforce equals baseline. Hash warn users if they don't meet restricted, future-proofing kubectl label nsmyapp-podsecurity.kubernetes.io/warn equals restricted. 2. Comparison of PSA versus PSP. If you are moving from the deprecated pod security policies, PSP, the primary difference is that PSA is declarative and non-mutating. PSP could change a pod, for example, automatically add a user ID if it was missing. PSA/PSS only validates. If a pod doesn't meet the restricted criteria, the API server will reject it, it will not fix it for you. This means your C/CD pipelines must ensure manifests are correctly written before they reach the cluster.